Coming up on Mountain News this morning, after losing her home to a flood and fire, a Letcher County woman received her new home. And there was a violent situation at a Richmond Walmart Sunday night.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. It is 5:32 on December 19th, 2023. Let's check in with meteorologist Shane Smith for a look at your forecast this morning. Shane, what is it talking about today? I know we had that snow yesterday. Can people expect more of that for today?
No, the good news, Madison, no more snow. We are done with it for at least a bit. We have got clear skies heading our way today. However, the snow from yesterday causing a few slick spots out there this morning, a few areas of black ice. So just know if you're going to be out and about over the next few hours, take it easy, especially on those back roads. Still a few flakes flying in the eastern end of Pike County. It is 25 right now outside the WYMT studio. Here in Hazard, we got a coating on the ground, if that. And over in Jenkins, a little bit more. I know down in the southern end of Perry County this morning, they had about a ½ inch. Similar situation up into portions of Letcher County and the eastern end of Harlan County. Temperatures mid to low 20s, factoring in the wind. It's feeling like the upper teens, and it's going to take a few extra minutes to get that windshield frosted or defrosted, friends, especially if you saw some snow overnight. I know it took me a little bit to get the old windshield de-thawed this morning. Going to the mid-30s for highs today, so a cold and windy day, but as we head towards the official start of winter on Thursday, the weather's actually looking warmer. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes, Madison.
Shane, thank you. We shared a story in January of a woman who lost her family home after a flood and a fire. Yesterday, she received news she has been waiting for nearly 1 year. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about her new home, thanks to Homes, Inc.
Didn't know how I was going to get to her. There was 10 feet of water around the house.
When the July 2022 floods hit eastern Kentucky, Gina Quillen saw waters rage through the only home she had ever known.
You know, a lot of people that have been flooded, they don't have a way out.
Though she received some flood relief help, the home burned down in January as repairs were being made.
Having to start over is pretty scary, but I do have trust in God, and I've known all along that He was going to provide.
Nearly 1 year later, Quillen got the news that her family will soon have a place to call home.
When somebody's lost everything that they had, and there was that hopelessness for such a long period of time, and a new home offers hope again.
Though the structure is gone, the space where it once sat remains.
How grateful we are, Lord, that these resources are out here for us.
So Homes Incorporated broke ground Monday on a piece of her Whitesburg property that is above the floodplain.
Miss my other home. I raised my children in it. But I can sit here and look down there, and the memories are still here on this property.
Plans for the 3-bedroom home mark the organization's 19th build since the floods, and the first to use funding from the recently awarded Rural Housing Trust Fund.
I've been doing this work for over 32 years, and I've never seen so much outpouring of support and help as what we've had since the flood.
Quillen says she cannot express her gratitude, yet somehow feels guilty, burdened by her neighbors in need.
That hurts my heart. I want to see everyone be blessed like I have been today.
Still, she says she is blessed to be given a new chapter on her old foundation.
This is home, you know. It's more than a piece of property, you know. It's part of who I am.
In Letcher County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Homes officials say the Rural Housing Trust Fund awarded to the organization by Governor Andy Beshear a few weeks ago allows them to get immediate boots on the ground for builds where the homeowner has qualifying property above the floodplain area. 2 people are dead after a murder-suicide situation in Laurel County. London Laurel 911 received the call yesterday morning from a man who says he received a call from a friend who told him he had reportedly shot his girlfriend. After officials went inside the home, they found 47-year-old Deborah Meese with an apparent gunshot wound to the face. They also found 49-year-old Douglas Lee Mutters with a reported self-inflicted gunshot wound. Deputies in Wayne County, West Virginia are investigating a shots fired incident in a rural part of the county. Officials say the incident was reported around 3:30 p.m. yesterday in the 5100 block of Eastland Road in Caiusville. One person was injured, but it is not clear if it was from gunfire. Sheriff Rick Thompson says several shots were fired into a home. Police say a man is seriously hurt after he stabbed himself inside the Richmond Walmart. It happened Sunday night. Investigators say the man tried to buy a gun, but the sale was denied before he grabbed a knife and started stabbing himself inside the store. Employees say they refused to sell him the gun because he was acting suspicious and jittery. Richmond Police Chief Rodney Richardson says police were already in the area for an unrelated incident.
Super proud of them. They done an amazing job. The employees at the retail establishment done an amazing job. It's teamwork.
Richardson added it is important for people to pay attention to their surroundings and always have an emergency plan. 2 people are facing several charges after a drug bust in Letcher County this past weekend. 25-year-old Clayton Collins and 35-year-old Sasha Hoover were brought into custody for carrying a pound and 3 ounces of meth, along with driving on a DUI suspended license, among other charges. The Letcher County Sheriff says the more than 1 pound of meth captured amounted to roughly $50,000 in street value. Both Collins and Hoover are in the Letcher County Jail. A Wayne County man is behind bars after police reportedly found him trafficking drugs. Deputies with the sheriff's office were dispatched to a home on Sharp Lane in the number one community yesterday. Deputies reported smelling a strong odor of marijuana coming from inside the house. Officials were able to obtain a warrant and found THC gummies, several plastic baggies, and handguns, among other things. Calso Rosario was taken to the Wayne County Detention Center. Yesterday, several fire departments were out in force to put out a fire in one city in Wayne County, West Virginia. A Wayne County 911 dispatcher says the fire happened in the 300 block of First Street west of the city of Cerrado. Fire departments from Cerrado, Canova, and Catlettsburg were there to put the fire out. No word on if anyone was hurt from the fire. Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman was doing well last night after a double mastectomy Monday morning. She says she decided to have the procedure because of her family history, adding that the surgery was successful and she is expecting to make a full recovery. She is also encouraging people to make sure to get their routine screenings. Governor Beshear released this statement of support, saying his family and all Kentucky families stand with her. Last week, Kentucky's winningest high school football coach dropped by the studio here at WYMT. Belfry head football coach Philip Haywood was here for the taping of Issues and Answers with our own Steve Hensley. He discussed his newest book, Climb the Mountain. Haywood came out with his first book 9 years ago, Faith, Family, and Football. He says the 2 books play off of each other.
The first book was a little more of an autobiography, and it was about my career, some of the incidents that happened in my career that probably led to who I am today, that had big influence in my life. I think this book, I was wanting to be a little more specific in some of the things that you can learn. It's entitled Climb the Mountain, and it's about the steps that you need to get to the top.
You can catch Steve's full interview with Haywood on our website, WYMT.com. When we return on Mountain News this morning, we'll have more on why Apple is pulling some of its watches off the shelves.
And it's a cold start to your Tuesday across the mountains, but warmer weather's on the way. Details when we return.